Got the oil drained out. I could have saved it. It's brand new. There wasn't nothing wrong with it. I'm not gonna lay my bike over to save a quart of oil. I'm just gonna drain it out in this jug and throw it in the container with used oil because it's a quart of oil. If you can't afford a quart of oil, well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what oil that was. Being this is a $3,000 bike, I'm gonna bet that it wasn't the best oil. Oil isn't something I'm gonna skimp on. You know, granted it should be Honda oil, but you know, I don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna dump the shit out and we'll put some good shit in there. So basically, take the nuts way off on your adjustment. Took all the bolts out of the cover. That's all I'm doing. Nothing silly. Here comes some oil. So take this cable out of the mechanism here. Being a little difficult. There she goes. So now our clutch is disconnected. I already loosened some of this up and everything because obviously I doubt you guys want to sit here and see me take out bolt by bolt. It's you know, it's not needed. So trying to speed up. Since we have our exhaust off, it's only 2 bolts to remove this rear set. So I'm not gonna remove it, but we're gonna let it dangle enough to make it easy getting the cover off. That right there is probably plenty. So I got some paper towels laid out because that's probably gonna sit here and drip until I get home. Sometimes you gotta give her a wiggle. And there it is. Simple, easy as it gets. In case you're new to this, I'll show you around. Oil spinner. When you change your oil, it's recommended that you pull this cover off. Pull these 3 bolts off. Take this cover off, clean it out. The oil spinner works, there's no doubt about that, but it's ancient technology. Obviously these bikes are pretty cheap, new, so that, I mean, they're not going to be top notch, you know, and I get that, it's totally understandable, but nobody wants to pull the side case off the engine every time you change your oil. That's ridiculous. On the yellow bike, I went with the Katako cover. Drain the oil out, put a filter in it, put oil in, you're good to go. You don't have to do all this. This bike, it's not getting a Katako cover. I'm doing the bare minimum to this bike for wheelies. And you can follow along and see, but I'm not doing anything to the engine besides the clutch springs, the plate, and the oil pump. And that's all I'm doing. That is it. So I'm gonna call it quits for now. I'm tired, I'm old. On part 2, we will do a mod for the oil pump. We will pull the clutch apart, put in the SMR springs, put the plate on, and put all this back together. And we'll put the new exhaust on. Thanks. What's up, guys? I'm doing some more work, the grom build. I've already recorded this, but I'm going to redo it once because I really don't want to catch any drama or a bunch of hassle or whatever over things I mentioned or, you know, blah blah. So, long story short, what we've done, take your clutch cable off, take all the bolts out of the side cover, pull it off. Pretty simple. Now, you can either bend this tab and pull it off, or you can just take these 2 bolts off and loosen up your rear set, and it'll come out enough to pull that out. No big deal. Now, there's a few people that sell modified oil pumps. If you want to buy one of them, it's perfectly fine. I made my own, not a big deal. I don't recommend that everybody makes their own, but it's pretty basic mechanical knowledge and ability to be able to make one. You know, it's basically what you got. Just a copper tube that drills into your oil pump and runs to the back of the engine. So that's all I'm going to say about that. If you want to order one from one of the guys that make them, you know, good deal. If not, make your own. Some people don't even run a modified pump, they just run them with the stock pump. Maybe add just a little bit of extra oil. It's not that much trouble for a pump to either make one or buy one. In my opinion, I'm just going to run one. It's not a big deal. So now we got the oil pump done. Like I said, you can either buy one, not buy one, make one. Don't do anything with it at all. It don't make any difference to me, but I recommend it. Pretty cheap. So the next thing we're going to do while we got this cover off, we're going to put in the SMR 60% clutch spring, all of them. And this one's a Chimera CNC clutch plate. Pretty simple. Okay, so basically, pretty straightforward. Take the 3 bolts out evenly. Pull your clutch plate off. The bearing that's in here, you gotta take that out and put it in the new one. This is supposedly the Chimera CNC clutch plate. I'm not real impressed with it just by the way that it looks. You know, I've seen CNC clutch plates and this doesn't look like it's CNC cut at all. My other one is pretty polished and, you know, it actually looks like it's a CNC clutch plate, and this one does not, like at all. So you guys can buy what you want, but I guarantee you I won't be buying the Chimera clutch plate again because it doesn't look like it's a CNC cut at all. It just, yeah. But anyway, I have it, so I guess that's what I'm going to use. Bearing out with bearing in, not a big deal at all. A little concerning. This is the stock one. The bearing just comes in and out without any resistance at all. Maybe because it's brand new and hasn't been through any heat cycles, I don't know, but all of the ones I've ever seen, you got to beat out. Not like a ridiculous amount of beating, but a little bit. So we're going to beat our bearing back in here. As you can see, in the Chimera plate, you actually have to hammer it in a little bit. You don't have to beat on it, but you got to tap it in there. That's up tight, and that's all there is to that. So, pretty straightforward. These are the SMR 60% springs. I don't know why in the world anybody would want to use anything else, to be honest. I've seen people try to use Hayabusa springs. Like, oh, I'm going to put 3 of these in there and then use 3 stock ones. Well, that means 3 springs are going to be stronger, stiffer than the other ones. May not be a big deal, but I don't want uneven pressure in my clutch plate, my basket, and everything else, you know. So in my opinion, just put the 6 SMR 60s in there, put all of them in there, call it. So when you put these in, sometimes they can be a little bit of a nuisance trying to get them all lined up and seated where they need to go at the same time. You just kind of gotta line it, just get them all lined up, get some bolts started. Make sure try to tighten these 3 bolts down even as you can. I see some people are drilling and tapping the extra 3 bolt holes on the basket. To each their own. If that's what you want to do, cool. If not, that's cool too. I really don't think that there's enough pressure in there to need fixed. If you want to, like I said, go for it, and if not, whatever. As I said, I now have 2 stock clutch plates. If I buy another one, I won't buy the Chimera because it doesn't look CNC to me. It just looks like regular cast aluminum, and that's basically the same as the stock. So I won't be doing that. I won't be buying another one of them. So we're going to tighten these bolts up, torque them down. I'm gonna put the side cover on it, and we'll get started on some other stuff. Alright, so while we're here on this side of the bike, we're gonna go ahead and put the exhaust on. Now obviously, like I said, I already did the video on this side of the bike, and I decided to redo it. So I'm not sure if taking off the stock exhaust is really something I need to be in this video. I don't know if you can see. Take the bolt off here. There's one on each side down here, and there's 2 nuts on the head. I don't really think that's a big issue. One other thing I'll mention while I'm thinking about it is this bike has 0 miles on it. And I'm sure that it's going to be brought up, oh, you know, you need to break the bike in before you do that in case there's any metal or shavings or whatever. Well, here's my opinion on that. I get the theory behind that. I've built quite a few motors. I've been around a lot of motors and working on stuff and whatnot. You know, I don't think it's a big deal. Like I said, this bike has 0 miles on it. We're gonna build this bike for a stunt bike, and we're gonna take it down the street, and we're gonna full send it. You know, not a single fuck's gonna be given at the stunt bike. Now, granted, I'm not gonna trash the bike or, you know, be super hard on it or whatever. I don't want a clapped out bike in 300 miles, so don't take it the wrong way. Also, on our choice of exhaust. I've got 2 bikes. The first bike I put together, I didn't know exactly what my plans were or my riding style for the grom. I pretty much got it figured out now, and there are a few things I'm going to do different. On the first grom, I bought the Two Brothers exhaust. It cost about, I don't know, 500 bucks, a little bit more. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know, if that's what you want, buy it. Problem with that is the first time you dump it and it's sliding down the parking lot or the street on that $500 exhaust, it's going to feel like you're getting kicked in the nuts. If you buy an $80 eBay exhaust like this one and you see it sliding down the street, well, big deal, $80. I've dumped the green bike I think 3 times. There's a fine line between pushing yourself to try something new or to learn something and riding beyond your skills. So if you never push yourself, you're probably never going to get better. You're never going to be able to try nothing new. At the same time, you got to know your abilities. You know, say, hey, I'm not ready for that. I'm not going to do it yet. Whatever. So we're going to put on this $80 exhaust. Not real concerned about it. That way if I wreck it or whatever, if it falls off when I'm driving down the road, I'll just buy another one. I don't care. So that's what we're going to do with the exhaust. The $80 eBay special. Amazon special, I'm sorry. So, looking over this mighty fine $80 Amazon exhaust. It is what it is. I have noticed this here spark arrestor doodah. Yeah, we ain't gonna need that. So this bolt in here, don't know if you can see. You can see it's a little bit restricted. We're not going to do that. So this is what we're going to do. You there? Yeah, we're not going to need that anymore. That's what we're going to do. That ought to open it up a little bit. If not, obviously we're not going to do anything to the motor, so performance-wise, probably won't make a bit of difference, but I bet it'll sound a little bit better. My buddy Josh has this same exhaust. I would say it's identical, but his is all scratched up right here. Sorry, Josh. But I don't know if he took his out or not, but next time I ride with him, we'll have to compare and see if this one sounds much different than his, you know? That'll be a good comparison.